The history of Gettysburg and Adams County is not just local history, it's a microcosm of United States history. This place in beautiful South Central Pennsylvania is an ideal one to explore the lives of so-called ordinary Americans who witnessed some of our country's most extraordinary events. The Battle of Gettysburg, Abraham Lincoln's address, and so very much more. I've been telling America's stories for more than 40 years, and as diverse as the film topics might be, it all comes down to the same simple question: who are we? Who are these strange and complicated people that like to call themselves Americans? Institutions like the Adams County Historical Society are vital to answering that question. The Society's archives hold millions of records, artifacts, and images that tell the story of a world-famous community. These precious items are at risk of being lost unless we act now to protect them. I urge you in joining me to support the Adams County Historical Society in its capital campaign to build a new home for and to preserve these irreplaceable American treasures.
General Lee, I have no division. Hello, I'm Stephen Lang, and perhaps you remember these words from my portrayal of Confederate General George Pickett in the movie Gettysburg. Over the years, I've developed a deep appreciation for Gettysburg and its history. But today, these incredible stories are in jeopardy. Millions of Gettysburg artifacts cared for by the Adams County Historical Society are in need of a proper home. I hope that you'll join me in supporting this campaign to save our history, your history, before it's too late. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Shara. Since the publication in 1974 of my father's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, The Killer Angels, a new generation of Americans has come to appreciate the rich history of Gettysburg and Adams County, Pennsylvania. Over the past century, organizations like the Adams County Historical Society has served as caretakers of this history, preserving millions of historic items that tell the story of a truly remarkable community. In my 25 years as an author, I've learned that some of the best stories are tucked away in small communities, libraries, archives, and historical societies. Right here in Gettysburg, so many of these stories are preserved and protected by the Adams County Historical Society. That's why today I'm asking you to join me in support of the Society's capital campaign to build a new home for this exciting history. If we all do our part, the incredible stories of Gettysburg and Adams County will continue to inspire future generations of Americans, just like they inspired my father, and just like they have inspired me.
For 3 centuries, its people built thriving communities, pioneered industries, and fought for freedom at home and abroad. They welcomed presidents and foreign dignitaries while upholding a sacred duty of preservation and remembrance. As the owner of the Alexander Dobbin House, Gettysburg's oldest building, I feel a deep responsibility to continue the preservation of our community's remarkable history. That is why I am supporting the Adams County Historical Society's capital campaign to save not just the millions of artifacts in their holdings, but also the memory and legacy of this truly incredible place.
Today, much of the Historical Society's collection is held in this outdated facility behind me, lacking essential climate control and fire protection. These priceless treasures are in desperate need of a new home. Tucked away in narrow halls and storage crates at an off-site warehouse, the memories of our community are at risk of being lost forever. And within that collection are records, images, and artifacts that tell the story of my own ancestors. Without the Historical Society, their legacies could not live on. Their struggles and sacrifices would be forgotten. And that is just one of the many reasons why we must act now before it is too late. So please join me today in supporting this critical project.
I am standing on the edge of hallowed ground, the scene of one of America's most decisive moments. It is fitting that just a few hundred yards in front of me, the Adams County Historical Society will build a new home for our community's remarkable treasures. I spent most of my life studying the people of Gettysburg and Adams County. They felt the devastating consequences of civil war, fear, chaos, and death, a grief that permeated our fractured nation. But when their lives and livelihoods were brought to the brink of destruction, they never lost hope. With grit and tenacity, they rebuilt and recovered. And with a newfound purpose, they met the challenges of the moment. Now it is time for us to meet the challenges of this moment and secure our history before it's lost. We owe it to our ancestors and to our children. I hope you'll join us.
Today we embark on a journey to address this distinct challenge, to announce the capital campaign to build a proper home for this community's history, your history. Starting next year, the Adams County Historical Society will build an exhibit gallery, archives, and education center right here in Gettysburg. It will forever secure these world-class holdings and allow you for the first time to experience the entire centuries-long history of this remarkable place. I believe that together we can accomplish this monumental task, not just for today's Americans, but for the countless future generations who will find inspiration from our shared story. This history matters. The incredible women and men who came before us matter. Gettysburg and Adams County matter, but we need your help. So please join me in supporting this critical effort with a generous gift to the Adams County Historical Society today. We simply can't afford to wait.
Welcome. My name is Jackie White, and I'm honored to be chairing this important capital campaign. I've always believed that Gettysburg and Adams County are a home for millions of Americans, not just those who live here, but to so many others around the country who have a special connection to our community. That is why this campaign is not just a home for our history, it's a home for your history too. I've been involved in the Adams County Historical Society for over 40 years. From the minute I walked through its doors, I knew that the Society was much more than just a building full of records and artifacts. It is, the memory and legacy of a remarkable place. Tonight, I'm asking you to join our effort to save Gettysburg and Adams County's history before it's too late. This grassroots campaign will only succeed with your help, and I encourage everyone watching to join us and make a gift that will help kickstart this exciting project. I want to thank Ken Burns, Stephen Lang, Jeff Scherer, Jake Borrett, along with so many others, for lending their voices and passion for history to this project. But even more importantly, I want to thank everyone watching at home. We need you, now more than ever, to protect Gettysburg and Adams County's sacred past.
Good evening. I'm Clinton Eppelman, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Tonight marks 80 years to the day since the Adams County Historical Society was founded. 52 years before that, a group of area residents met for the first time with the goal of forever preserving our community's remarkable history. In this combined 132 years, ACHS has left an impressive impact on our community. Millions of irreplaceable artifacts have been preserved. Thousands of programs, classes, and events have been held. And most importantly, countless visitors, researchers, and students have been inspired to understand and appreciate our unique role in American history. And while today marks an important milestone in our history, there is so much yet to be done. If this project succeeds, millions of artifacts will be safely housed and protected forever. Visitors will be able to experience for the first time fascinating stories about our community through the programs, exhibits, and research opportunities. But perhaps most importantly, we can create something our children, their children, will be proud of, a community legacy that is intact, understood, and celebrated.
Thank you all for joining us. I'm Heidi Gillis, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees. Tonight, as we formally launch this capital campaign, I'm excited to announce for the very first time details about the new home of the Adams County Historical Society. Next year, ACHS will begin construction on a new exhibit gallery, archives, and education center. The new facility will be located on the Biglerville Road in Cumberland Township, within walking distance of downtown Gettysburg. There will be three main components in our new facility. First, an immersive exhibit gallery will take you through over 300 years of area history. Beginning with dinosaur footprints and meteorites, visitors will travel through the French and Indian War period, abolition and the Underground Railroad, and the Civil War civilian experience, the World Wars, and the Eisenhower presidency. Exhibits will be rooted in powerful human interest stories and complemented by thousands of world-class artifacts. The new building will also house a spacious archives and reading room for history lovers and researchers to discover the incredible stories of Gettysburg and Adams County. Whether you have an ancestor from our area or love studying the Battle of Gettysburg, this space will be built and designed with you in mind. Finally, the building will house both a classroom and an education center overlooking a portion of the Gettysburg battlefield. Here, ACHS will host frequent programs, lectures, classes, and special seminars for visitors and the community. These spaces will also allow ACHS to provide a unique and badly needed educational experience for both local students and thousands of young people who travel to Gettysburg each year. This vision for our community, for millions of Americans who visit each year, can only be achieved with your help. For more, I'm pleased to introduce our Executive Director, Andrew Dalton.
Thanks, Heidi. Like so many of you, Gettysburg is my home. When I was 13 years old, I visited the Adams County Historical Society for the very first time to find help with a research project. I never imagined at that time that just 10 years later, I would have the privilege of serving as its executive director. Over the past year, I've been told more than a few times that this project is too big for us, that our vision is too bold or too ambitious, too difficult to achieve without a large staff or abundant resources. But tonight I can say with deep gratitude and incredible appreciation that despite all of the challenges we've faced this year, ACHS is on track to surpass expectations and build this badly needed home to preserve our history. I'm excited to announce that as of this morning, ACHS has just over $3 million committed to the project from about 100 generous individuals. And in a few moments, we'll be making another announcement that will push this project even closer to success. And for that, I have the privilege of introducing Randy File, Chair of the Adams County Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Andrew. On behalf of Commissioner Martin, Commissioner Qualley, and myself, it's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the Adams County Historic Courtroom. Most of you already know this historic courthouse was built in 1859 and utilized heavily during the battle as a command post, observation post, and hospital. It is certainly fitting and proper that we are gathered in this historic venue today for this occasion. While history is generally defined as a study of the past, our Adams County history defines where we have been, where we are, and will provide us clues as to where we will be as a community. For the past 9 years, Commissioner Martin, Qualley, and myself have proudly served this community as county commissioners. In our time as elected officials, there have been many victories, but also a variety of challenges. One of those ongoing challenges has been the proper preservation of county resources, artifacts, and historic documents. While tonight's announcement of this project is another major victory for our Adams County that will resonate for generations, it is also a way for us to address one of today's most significant challenges, the long-term preservation and understanding of all Adams County history. I grew up in Adams County with a deep sense of appreciation for those who came before us. My residence for the past 37 years has been on the First Day's battlefield, overlooking Reynolds Woods, the McPherson Barn, the Railroad Cut, Peace Light, Lee's headquarters, in the seminary cupola, on property where the Iron Brigade made an historic first-day stand. My ancestors helped build the towns and villages that we visit today. They worshiped in our churches, attended our schools, farmed our land, and dealt with the aftermath of the horrendous national tragedies, like the Battle of Gettysburg. My grandmother Kuhn's barn in Cashtown, which is still a working barn, was heavily utilized as a Confederate hospital. As a child, I had heard that one of my relatives, who had a farm on the Emmitsburg Road, was taken prisoner by the Confederates while trying to pass back through enemy lines, and then suffered for 22 months at 5 Confederate prisons. That relative, Emanuel Trossel, made it back to Adams County after the war, but later succumbed to his treatment as a prisoner. Several months ago, Andrew brought the details of that bit of my family history into a finer focus for me via the Adams County Historical Society. I was the organizer of the annual Civil War reenactment for 25 years that brought history to life for 100,000 reenactors and 500,000 visitors from around the world. The reenactment, my 30 years with the National Park Service, and my tenure as a county commissioner have all reinforced that Adams County is a treasured commodity around the globe. Although Adams County was the site of one of history's most famous battles, let's be quite clear. History in Adams County is much more than the Civil War and the Gettysburg Address. History is not just what has happened before us. What we do now, the actions we take, and the services we provide will also one day be and define our history. The Adams County Board of Commissioners believes that we have an inherent responsibility to appropriately facilitate the collection, preservation, archiving, and display of our county history for our community, while promoting education, tourism, and enhancing economic benefits. This project really resonated with Jim, Marty, and I because it not only provided the right thing to do, this is exactly how the county is mandated by statute to expend our portion of the pillar tax proceeds. Let me stress that pillar tax revenue is collected from visitors for lodging and must be specifically spent for preservation or economic development. This project hits all those cylinders for that requirement. Creating a venue with the infrastructure, resources, and programming to directly introduce Adams County youth to their Adams County history and heritage was especially appealing to us. This legacy project is soon becoming a reality. At this time, I am proud to announce that the Adams County Board of Commissioners voted earlier today to award the Adams County Historical Society a grant for $1 million in collected pillar tax dollars for this impactful project. These funds will be dedicated to help build a home for all of our Adams County history, yours, mine, and the millions of heroic men and women upon whose shoulders we stand today. This structure, the programs it will facilitate, and the benefits that will be generated because of it will be a long-standing testament to Adams County's past, present, and future. It is a perfect blend of preservation, education, and economic opportunity. Our hope is that this grant from pillar tax proceeds will help with the foundation of this project and generate additional funding and support from those who appreciate the importance of and understanding and preserving Adams County history. Best wishes from the Board of Commissioners to Andrew, the Adams County Historical Society Board, and the Capital Campaign Committee. Job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. We are honored to have such generous support from the community and its leaders. Dwight D. Eisenhower spoke many times from behind this very podium. He once wrote, "History is far more than the excitement of battle, the flags and guns and desperate assaults. In a place like Gettysburg, the visitor the native for that matter, may easily become absorbed in the 3 days of conflict, forgetting that history was also made here in quiet lives on farm and village street, through a century before the battle and through a century after it. This quote sums up what has been and what will continue to be the mission of the Adams County Historical Society: to educate and inspire our community and our nation with the fascinating stories of Gettysburg and Adams County. Tonight, I am humbled by the progress we've made, but I can't stress this enough. We have important work to do over the next year. For anyone listening, no matter what your connection is to this community, we need you now. Please help us kickstart this project with a gift today. And if you give before the end of this year, your donation will be matched by one of our incredible volunteers. To give, please visit our website, achs-pa.org. It's achs-pa.org. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can also click the red donate button at the bottom of this post. We can only do this together, and we're counting on every one of you to help ensure the safety and preservation of so many irreplaceable treasures. This is Gettysburg and Adams County's legacy at stake, a community that's known around the world. That's why I hope you'll join us, and together we can build an exciting new home for your history. Thank you, and good night.